KXL 92.5 FM.
You got to blitz the bank. Sunday at 1 o'clock, a corner blitz, a safety blitz, an off-the-ball linebacker blitz, a delayed blitz, an exotic blitz. Just get there. Leave now. Leave now, people. Get there. 1 p.m. on Sunday. Blitz the bank. And the playoffs to host it and win the AFC South. It's right there for the taking. The folks in Las Vegas tell us it's easy, favored by 12.5 points against an improved Tennessee football team that's rolling in here. One of two coaches who have already been fired, as we know. The great Mike McCoy is the interim, and certainly there's a guy right there, regardless of what he says, don't believe him. I'll never forget my interview with him a couple of years ago when he told me basically I needed my eyes checked. I had to interrupt him and say, bro, I go to Shmunez Vision like every 2 weeks. I got 20/20. Then he went on to tell me that none of the mistakes that Trevor Lawrence had ever made was his fault. It was always somebody else. So there's what you got from Mike McCoy. But he's the guy. He's the leader. He'd love to come back home here in Jacksonville, where, of course, he was legendary as a coach, a quarterback's coach during his time here with the Jags. Can Jacksonville get it done in front of what is supposed to be an exotic fan base? Now, how many times can the term exotic be used in the NFL? I mean, there's certain words that only get used for certain sports, like, for instance, golf. Where else would you ever use the word impediment? Okay. Maybe some people in the office are like an impediment, around your cubby or something like that. But that's kind of an awful choice of a word to describe a human being. Certainly, I can't think of anything else sports-wise where you would use that word. Exotic, frankly, should have nothing to do ever with football, but it does when you talk about a blitz. Where else does it come into play? I'm all ears on this one. Ready to sit back, listen. 641-1010 text line brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. Again, tonight as well on YouTube. And I just have a feeling they are getting after it. And let me tell you something right now. If you're getting after it and you're already after it, we're jealous here. We're going to work till 8. But let me tell you, have at it. Go crazy. Be absolutely nuts. Just don't drive. There's zero excuse. You got Ubers. You've got cabbies. You've got what? The subway system here in town. You got trains. You've got buses. You got the Greyhounds. You've got, if you act up, you got the cops, right? They'll pick you up, bring you into the Iron Hilton for free. It's a great view. I mean, for crying out loud, our founding fathers they built the freaking jail over the St. John. So what a wonderful place to spend a New Year's Eve. Folks, just don't harm others. And that's what happens when you get all blasted. And then you tell your friend, hey, I actually drive better drunk than I do when I'm not drunk. I always love that one. No, you don't, idiot. Don't drink. Actually, scratch that. Drink. Just do not drive. All right, that's my PSA for the year. Have you been in the subway system here in downtown Duval?
No, I have not.
Are they going to dig that up as well? And we're going to put that in when we can run from you got to avoid the Jointon Creek gangs if you were to take the subway system from there. Then you can head on over to Bartram. Then you can bang on all over to Nocatee. And then maybe hit Ponte Vedra. I could see a nice stand there at Ponte Vedra Beach. Go underground with that subway running straight into the brand new stadium. I don't know. West Side, could you dig there? I haven't been over there in a while. I think it'd be pretty cool to hop on, Lane Avenue or Cassett?
Yeah, run parallel with I-10.
All right.
That would be the ideal way to go.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's only a matter of time, right? We are above sea level, technically speaking. I guess that would eliminate St. Augustine. I mean, if it rains like more than an inch and a half, that becomes like New Orleans, for crying out loud, with the flooding system there. But we'll see. Navigating your way throughout town is a little bit more of a challenge than it used to be. But case in point, everyone wants to live here. I mean, look at today, for instance, another 85-degree day. It was absolutely outstanding, not a cloud in the sky. And that's the way things are when Jacksonville is in first place. All right, Liam Cohen, a little bit ill today, so he did not meet with the media. He will do so tomorrow at 10 a.m. Translation, members of the Jacksonville media, if you're getting after it tonight, make sure you're bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and ready to go at 10 a.m. I love this. I absolutely love. I mean, this is something that Saban would have done after winning like 2 games, or Peterson would have done after telling us that he won't explain the play because we don't know what it would be all about. But with Cohen here, it's like, listen, man, I've won 7 in a row. I'm arguably going to end up being the coach of the year. You should have gotten all of that out of your system decades ago when you were in, high school and college. Now you're a grown-ass man, and I want you here at 10 a.m. for the presser at the Miller Electric Center. I believe it will be as well via Zoom. I think that is the deal. That's where I'll be listening, probably from bed, because it's an hour before I do get up. And I'm going to have to get up tomorrow because we have 3 huge games. How about a college football playoff Thursday, obviously following tonight's lid lifter with the U and the Buckeyes?
It is the best football. We get rid of the DEI teams of James Madison and who was the other G5 team that made it? Tulane, thank you. Of course, John Summerall. How could I forget?
I don't know.
And then I think you're going to have a good game tonight, and you're going to have 3 good ones tomorrow, I believe.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And then, of course, Saturday is huge as well, including that matchup between Tampa Bay and Carolina. Just talked about that a little bit. And you go to the other game where you could have an entry or will have an entry who will win the division, much like in the NFC South, which is lagging behind everyone else. Same deal here in the AFC with the North. A lot of people believe it's a loser leave town situation with Mike Tomlin and John Harbaugh. Actually going to talk about that coming up a little bit later on the program. I think it's insane. You're talking about 2 Super Bowl winning coaches, right? We currently have 7 Super Bowl winning coaches. Andy Reid's got 3. Mike Tomlin's got 1, albeit he hasn't won a playoff game since 2016. You've got Sean McVay, who's won a Super Bowl, may be well on his way to going to another. Pete Carroll could be one and done in Las Vegas, has a Super Bowl, should have 2. For some reason, still can't figure out why they did not run Marshawn Lynch. Darrell Bevell, another Jaguar legend right there with Mike McCoy. Sean Payton won it, right, with Drew Brees, and heck, who knows, maybe they could win it again. That's what the experts say. That's what the experts want. The experts actually watch the Denver Broncos play. They may have caught Jacksonville in that matchup when the Jags played them a couple of weeks ago. Then you have Harbaugh and, of course, Nick Sirianni in Philadelphia. So there you go. 7 coaches currently in the NFL out of 32 who have actually won a Super Bowl. Some good stuff coming up this weekend as far as that is concerned. All right, let's get to Trevor Lawrence for a moment. He met with us earlier today as well. And Trevor Lawrence has been nothing short of spectacular with his play as of late, but he's really showing this year just how good of an athlete he is and what he's been able to do on the ground when it comes to moving the chains, picking up first downs, knowing when to get out of bounds. There was the one example, I believe it was in Cincinnati. Was it Cincinnati or was it Monday Night Football?
Where he didn't go out of bounds and he took the sack?
No, when he did go out of bounds. Was that?
That was San Fran.
Okay. I remember there was one play early on where he had a misstep, and everyone's going to have missteps. But for crying out loud, I mean, look at what he has done this year with his feet, including 2 rushing touchdowns last week in the victory against Indianapolis. QB1 was asked about that a few hours ago.
The group up front's done an awesome job, and I think that's something where it seems a little bit counterintuitive. Like scrambling, you see guys running, a lot of times people think like it's because there's not protection, but a lot of times the reason you're able to scramble and make these plays is because the protection is great, and sometimes coverage covers guys up downfield, and you find lanes, and they've done an awesome job up front of really being sticky in their blocks, and I've been able to have escape routes, whether it's outside, inside, and there's been a lot of lanes for me to be able to run and extend plays. So that's a big part of it. And then I think just as I've gotten more and more comfortable in the system, progressing, saying no to certain things, I'm able to get through my progressions. And when there isn't something there, I'm not sitting back there in the pocket waiting forever on something that's not coming open. And that happens obviously a few times a game. You don't always have perfect play on against the perfect defense. It's football, so you got to figure it out. So I think the combination of those two things, and then just defenses are getting better and better, in my opinion, of taking things away, especially on third down, red zone. It's just harder and harder to get guys open sometimes when they start doubling people, and then that's when the legs really come alive because they don't have the defenders for the quarterback.
Brothers locked in and complete the regular season tomorrow with a victory and make that actually tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday. It'll be Sunday. Nonetheless, that is the deal. And, absent from the commentary there was what happened last week against Indianapolis. He was blitzed more than he has ever been. Okay, that was the most amount of blitz that he faced a week ago. They were coming from all over. They were stunting. There were delayed blitzes. There were corner blitzes. There were safety blitzes. There was off-the-ball blitzes. Folks, there were exotic blitzes that were coming in. I still don't know what an exotic blitz is by definition, but when you talk about it, it kind of feels like you know the game a little bit. And that's just, that's fine for me, especially on a New Year's Eve. So, again, I've asked you, where else can you use the term exotic in a sports-type platform? Can you think of anything? Baseball, hockey, basketball, golf, soccer, track, archery, billiards, bowling,
ping
darts?
Pong? No.
There's got to be something exotic in ping pong. There's got to be a serve, an exotic serve.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I feel like that's a little too much for that kind of sport.
Mm-hmm. Maybe our listeners, they're so good. They're so intelligent. And I know half of them right now are getting wasted, which is good. Again, we just don't want you to drive if that is the case. All right. I am so excited about tonight's show. I cannot believe this closes the book on 2025. What a magical year filled with ups, some devastating lows and blows, okay, especially with the team 2 hours plus down the Jameis Winston Highway. I mean, my goodness. I want to wish every single individual listening and not listening a very happy new year, except for Mike Norvell and Mike Arnold, okay? I hope whatever goes wrong, and I don't wish ill on you health-wise, but I don't know, maybe a flat tire, maybe stubbing your toe and have it last for like a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Just something that is incredibly inconvenient for you because you two suck and you have completely ruined the year for Florida State fans. You have completely destroyed the program, okay? You talk about being on death's door. Florida State right now has like no vital signs. Florida State's going to become like Phil Lynott of the late Thin Lizzy. When he died, every organ shut down at the exact same second. That's impossible. Things like that never happen. Something's still moving within the body. Something is still moving within your soul. Not with the former bassist at Thin Lizzy, and not with my alma mater, Florida State.
1010XL's running game takes a giant step forward.
Well, Fred Taylor is the whole package.
Fred Taylor joins Dan and Jeff on the drill. Monday morning running back with Fred Taylor is fueled by Epstein and Robbins and Monahan Jewelers.
After attending a Saturday bumps and bruises clinic by Southeast orthopedic specialist, my son's hip and shoulder issues were diagnosed quickly, and he's back playing. As a busy family, we really appreciate their prompt attention.
I've been having knee problems for probably 6 months, and I had heard about Southeast Orthopedics on the radio, and I gave them a call. They got me right in. Dr. Kevin Murphy did it. It was painless, and it's been doing fantastic.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
What race car driver won 27 times in one season?
When your homeowner's insurance policy is up for renewal, it's a good idea to shop around to find a better plan. Southern Oak Insurance for over 20 years provides Floridians a clear option. SouthernOak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
Richard Petty, the King, won 200 times in his career, including 27 times in 1967.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
Join me, Max Fink, as I keep a close eye on everything that happens in Gator Nation.
The Gator Report, polished up by San Jose Collision, on the home of the Florida Gators, 1010XL.
Go, Gators! Frank Frangie here. Nimnik Buick GMC wishes you and your family a very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And for the holidays, Nimnik Buick GMC has prices that are better than ever. You're looking for a dealership that actually makes car buying easy? Well, at Nimnik, you'll find unbeatable holiday savings, huge selection of Buicks and GMCs, plus flexible financing that fits your budget. Whether you're looking for a new SUV, work-ready truck, or certified pre-owned, they've got you covered. So don't wait. Start shopping at NimnikBuickGMC.com or visit the showroom off Phillips Highway today. GMC, we are professional grade.
We're certainly facing interesting economic times. For me, it's comforting to know my money's in good hands with ITP Partners. Jacksonville guys taking care of my Jacksonville money. Experience? Yeah, that's Chris Bryan, Jeff Hartman, Reagan Wright, Dan Abel, Scott Regner, Janice Cobb, and Reed Wingate. They have the expertise and knowledge to take care of your money. For more info, go to ITPPartners.com. ITP Partners, they're my financial partners for life.
Non-compensated client testimonial may not be representative of all client experiences. No guarantee of future performance or success.
We love talking sports on 1010XL, and I-9 Sports loves giving kids the perfect way to grow up playing the game. Spring and summer registration going on right now. Log on to i9sports.com to see all they've got to offer for kids ages 3 and up. Enter 1010 in the promo code for a discount. Year-round sports all across the First Coast. St. John's, Duval, and Clay. Sign up now for spring and summer. Great new locations added like Tofoy Creek High School and Westside Middle. Get your kids in the game with I-9 Sports. Enter 1010 in the promo code for a discount at i9sports.com.
The holidays are coming, and so is your family. Is your septic system ready?
Honey, why is the yard bubbling?
Dad, the dog's swimming in the septic tank.
That's one way to greet the in-laws.
Don't let a septic disaster be the highlight of your holiday dinner. Call Duck Duck Rooter today and get it fixed before Uncle Bob finds out the hard way. Duck Duck Rooter, your local septic experts. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. DuckDuckRooter.com.
Mike Dempsey for Apex Roofing and Contracting of Jacksonville Beach. If your roof's got any damage, if it leaks, if it's just old and ugly, call my friends at Apex Roofing. But Mike, roofs are so expensive. It's true, quality roofing is not cheap, but Apex Roofing has up to 100% financing available, so you don't have to compromise quality for budget. Apex Roofing, no shortcuts, no stress, just quality work with financing available. Reach for the peak with Apex Roofing and Contracting in Jacksonville Beach. ApexRoofingFL.com.
Frank Frangie here for Stanley Pools. If you're dreaming of putting in a pool this year, choosing the right company is the most important decision you'll make. I've trusted Stanley Pools to build my pool, renovate my pool, and maintain my pool. Stanley Pools has been the best in the business since 1988, and they're still family-owned. Call them today at 904-269-7277 or find them online at StanleyPoolsFL.com. That's Stanley Pools, a family tradition of fine swimming pools.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
It's the end of the party, and the morning seems so gray, so unlike yesterday.
Help me out. Who is this?
ABBA.
There you go.
Happy New Year.
Ah, all right. Not bad. I do prefer a little bit all is quiet on New Year's Day. Anton Harrison ill. I mean, he was ill Saturday, and really gave an outstanding effort on Sunday. I mean, it's Wednesday, and he's still not 100%, so he did not practice today. Patrick McCarry did not practice today with the back. Some good news, including Bayshell Tootin practiced in full with his finger. You looked up exotic. What does it mean, sports-related?
Well, I said, what is exotic in sports? And I was expecting it to give me like a, something that happens in a sport. Instead, it gave me exotic sports bets. And I'm like, okay, it's not exactly what I wanted. I'm like, sports,
Okay.
like the actual thing that's happened on the field, not, what parlay I can put together.
Yeah, there you go. Exotic in sports. All right. I like that a little bit. All right, let me put this out there because I put this together today as I was doing my nonstop preparation of Into the Night. And I came up with 10 different categories that are Jaguars related. I'm just going to run through it. I'm not going to give a tremendous amount of explanation in and out because the Philly Godfather is joining us in 12 minutes. Rookie of the year for the Jags. That's a very difficult one to deal with if you look at all the injuries. So I'm going to go with Bayshell Tootin. I think, most would say Travis Hunter, but he only played 7 games. Really only played 6 games. So I'm going to go with, actually he played 7. I'm going to go with Bayshell Tootin. Gave you almost the full season. Again, you can argue with me. That is fine. Free agent of the year. To me, it came down to 2. Came down to Robert Hainsey, who was a captain and has anchored that offensive line. But I'm going to go to the other side here and say it was Jordan Lewis. Even though he has missed time recently and, missed a game or 2 earlier in the year as well, he brought phenomenal leadership and just really changed the entire identity of that secondary. And they continue to play well with 3 safeties now. They rotate to 3 corners. If you include what Jarian Jones has done since he came back the first time that Jordan Lewis did go down. I'm going to take Lewis as the free agent of the year. Trade of the year, no doubt, it's Jacoby Myers. I mean, where would this football team be right here today without Jacoby Myers? Everything. Blocking downfield, route running, leadership. Oh, yeah. And a tough guy. Not afraid to go over the middle and get popped. It's rubbed off on others. Biggest bust, Diami Brown. Really, end of story, right? You can maybe go with Chuma Edoga. But I just look at all the airtime that I wasted talking about Diami Brown during training camp at the Miller Electric Center. I don't think there'd be anyone out there who would disagree with that. Biggest surprise. Now, there's a lot here that you can point towards. But I'm going to go Cole Van Lannon. What he has done has been nothing short of spectacular, getting the start at left guard, getting starts at right tackle, getting a start at right guard, and then being forced to move over to left tackle. This all began when they went to the 3-tackle jumbo package. He has played 5/6 of the offensive line. If you consider when they go to 3 tackles, the only position he has not played is center. For me, the biggest surprise on this football team is Cole Van Lannon. Offensive player of the year. All right. I'm going to go with Travis Etienne, and that is by a nose over Parker Washington. Okay? It really is. And I know it's a contract year for Etienne. He got off to a great start rushing the football. It's tapered off a little bit as of late, albeit he did run for 4.5 yards a carry last week at Indianapolis. But you can really make a case for Parker. You can really make a case for Trevor Lawrence. I'm going to take Travis Etienne. Defensive player of the year. Same deal here. Okay? I think a lot of folks out there would say Josh Hines-Allen. I'm going to say Devin Lloyd by just a fraction over Buster Brown. Okay? It was tough for me, but Lloyd made such splash plays with those 5 interceptions, including the pick 6, and as always, he's been stout against the run. So to take anything away from what Buster Brown has done, he has been sensational. Comeback player of the year. It's Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence was hurt. He missed the second half of the season. When he did play, he was not effective. in the final year with Doug Peterson. Trevor Lawrence is the comeback player of the year. I mean, you could say Devin Lloyd. You could maybe say Eric Armstead. You could maybe say Travis Etienne. There's a whole heck of a lot of candidates that you could mention for comeback player of the year, but I am going with Trevor Lawrence. Okay. Player of the year. So easy to pick the quarterback. And I believe that is what I would do. I think it was all said and done. He proved that he is the identity of this football team, the face of this football team, and the way that he grew up, especially over the last couple of months. There's a lot of others who could receive votes, and I would listen to anyone on this, okay? But I am going to say Trevor Lawrence. Finally, my 10th and final category. The one player that Jacksonville cannot let get away. I think there's 4 candidates right now. Etienne, Lloyd, Buster, and Van Lanen. I think I'm going to surprise you here. I'm going to say Buster Brown. I think he's on the way to becoming one of the great corners in pro football. I'm a little bit concerned about Devin Lloyd and an enormous payday, okay? And if something does happen with Anthony Campanile and he becomes a head coach somewhere, how effective is Devin Lloyd going to be under a brand new defensive scheme? That does concern me, okay? For the record, I would try to bring back Lloyd, absolutely. Bring back Buster without hesitation. I would like to bring back Cole Van Lanen. I'm going to let Travis Etienne go simply because of the position. It has nothing to do with him individually. It's his age, and it's the position. So there you go. There are my thoughts. When we come back, give you an opportunity after the Philly Godfather to correct me, if you will. Add your 2 cents in if you disagree, or perhaps you may even agree. All right, tonight's show is brought to you by the good folks over at Alexander Law Practice. Rick is a former prosecutor. He's been representing those who've been injured in automobile crashes since 1998. He is also, rated AV since 2004 by Martindale Hubbell. It's really the gold standard for anyone in, the field of practicing law. All right, and this comes from the peer review ratings. He's old school, ladies and gentlemen. He's involved in every single case that comes his way. If you have been injured, car accident, your car is totaled, personally, again, you're injured. It could be a number of things. Pick up the phone and set up an appointment today. 400-6600. You're going to get an immediate call back, and it's a free consultation. Then you start firing away questions like, I can't afford to get my car fixed. You could have a new rental car by Monday. Okay? I'm saying that because there's a holiday tomorrow. Obviously, if you're injured, you need physical therapy, you need medical care. These are the type of questions you ask. No question is a bad one. You're not alone. Go to alexanderlawpractice.com, or better yet, make a phone call and set up a free consultation. 400-6600. Coming up next, the Philly Godfather. Let's take a look at 4 college football playoff games, including tonight, Miami and Ohio State, and Sunday, the Jaguars, as they play host to the Titans.
Blitz.
How good is that? How good is that?
Bang.
How good is that?
Text Blitz to 641-1010 now.
Do you have numbness and tingling in your fingers, or wake up at night and have to shake your hand? Hi, I'm Dr. George Bari, and at Bari Orthopedics, we have a myriad of treatments that can possibly help you. If you have numbness and tingling, you may have carpal tunnel. We have cortisone injections, PRP injections, and shockwave therapy that may help treat the numbness and tingling that you have. We also treat it surgically with endoscopic carpal tunnel release, a 2-centimeter incision that will release the nerve and have you back at work and doing what you want to do in life in no time. If you have numbness and tingling in your hand, give us a call at Bari Orthopedics or log on at bariorthopedics.com.
This bowl season, upgrade your game plan with a visit to Burlock & Barrel, Duval's first distillery dedicated solely to whiskey, right in the Brooklyn Riverside neighborhood. Stop in to see how we turn local grains into small batch whiskey, earning awards at every competition. Book a tour, settle in for a tasting, or escape the scoreboard for a bit at our full whiskey bar. Whether your team's winning or character building, At least your whiskey can be solid. At Burlock & Barrel in Riverside or burlockandbarrel.com.
I'm here with Danny Van Sickle, Director of the Electrical Training Alliance. Danny, tell me about your program.
Hey, Rick. We're a 4-year electrical apprenticeship. Our students start out making over $40,000 a year, and right now make over $90,000 a year, including benefits. There is no tuition or student debt. You just have to apply and get accepted.
Did you say no tuition and no student debt?
You heard that right, Rick. Once you're accepted to the program, your only cost for the books and the course fees. About $800 a year.
That sounds like an amazing opportunity. How can I learn more?
Just go to etajax.org and you can apply there.
Apply by May 14th.
When plumbing problems strike, don't settle for just any plumber. Make the superior choice with Superior Plumbing and Pipeline. We don't just fix leaks, we fix them right. With honesty, fair pricing, and innovative solutions that can save you thousands. From camera inspections of your pipes to trenchless pipelining that repairs cast iron pipes without tearing up your yard. We go way beyond the drip and clog at Superior Plumbing and Pipeline. No gimmicks, no upsells, just superior service every time. Make the superior choice. Learn more at superiorplumbingjacks.com.
This is the home of the Florida Gators. Get your Gators hoops on 1010XL. Brought to you by the personal injury attorneys of Farah and Farah, Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville, and Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors.
I used to dread going to the dentist. Every visit felt like a sales pitch with constant upselling, surprise fees on my bill, and I could never get in when I needed to. But Harbor Dental Care, totally different. They saw me the next day, gave me honest pricing up front, and even set me up with a payment plan I could actually afford. No pressure, no surprise charges, just kind people who get it. If you want to experience dentistry the way it should be, book your appointment today at harbordental.care. That's HARBOUR dental.care.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
For over 55 years, Green Acres Sporting Goods has proudly served Jacksonville from the corner of Normandy and Hammond Boulevard. From archery to hunting and fishing, they've got the gear, service, and know-how to get you outdoor ready. Stop by their full-service archery pro shop and check out their wide selection of firearms. And while you're there, sign up for their weekly concealed weapon classes. You can find it all at greenacresporting.com.
If you need a holiday gift idea, let Kuhn Flowers handle that for you. This is Max with 1010XL. Simply go online at kuhnflowers.com and look at the wide variety of floral and plant arrangements that will make someone's day this holiday season.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
New Year's Eve in Duval. It's also New Year's Eve in Philadelphia, where we bring in the best-selling author and professional handicapper. He is the Philadelphia Godfather. Welcome, sir.
Thanks for having me on, Rick, man. I just want to wish everyone listening a happy new year. Be smart, be disciplined, take care of your family, and remember, consistency wins in life just like it does in sports betting. And let's make 2026 our best year yet.
I love it. No question about it. Look forward to having you with us during the 2026 calendar year. But first things first, let's get that book sold. You can get it in very early 2026. What's the best way to pick up your book called Booked?
Yeah, if you want a signed copy, go to phillybooked.com. It takes about 3 to 7 business days. If you can't wait, you go to Amazon, ship to order, but it won't be signed.
There you go, Philly Godfather. We got a game coming up in an hour and some change. Big one tonight from Jerry's World. It looks like a little bit of Miami money coming in here, Philly Godfather. I see it was around 9.5 or so, but the latest I look at here, the U now around a 7.5 point underdog.
Yeah, and a ton of underdogs have been covering the Vegas numbers so far this bowl season. And like you said, line actually opened up 10.5. It's down to 7.5. I'm seeing some sevens pop up in the market. So there's a lot of money, a lot of sharp money on Miami. But I don't agree with the sharp money. If it gets below that key number of 7, I'll probably be on Ohio State. I mean, the biggest reason is Miami's inability to run the football this season. They rank 80th in college football in yards per rush attempt. And, you put those numbers up against a mediocre strength of schedule. I think they're ranked like 45th this year. Doesn't really impress me that much. Now they're stepping up against arguably the best, run defense, pass defense in college football. It's going to be a little difficult covering that Vegas number if it gets any lower than 7. And if you look at the only game Ohio State lost all year, it was against Indiana. And the Hoosiers, they ranked 14th in rushing and were able to run the ball for like 120 yards. So Miami can't run the ball. They're going to be in big trouble today. I don't agree with the sharp money that moved that line over 3 points. If it gets below 7, I'll probably look to take Ohio State.
All right, there you have it. That one in right there. And again, we'll see what happens. We got about an hour until that matchup between the Buckeyes and the University of Miami indoors tonight in Jerry's World. All right, let's get to tomorrow. The first of 3 is outstanding. This one in Miami. I still get the sense that not a lot of people know a great deal about Texas Tech, and Oregon certainly is a team that has played some outstanding football for a very long period of time. How do you look at this matchup tomorrow at high noon?
Yeah, this line originally opened up Texas Tech -1.5 for like a New York second, and then we saw some sharp money hit the screen and moved that line all the way to Ducks -2.5. That's definitely not a good sign for Red Raiders fans, especially when roughly 65% of the early action, both the U.S. and offshore markets, is on Texas Tech. In this business, that's called reverse line movement, and it usually doesn't end well if you're looking to invest in the Red Raiders. I bet the under 53.5. Mine's down to 51.5. I still think you cash a ticket there on the total. We're looking at 2 top 5 defenses in college football, with both teams ranking in the top 20 against the run. On the offensive side of the football, Texas Tech ranks outside the top 30 in yards per play. And those numbers came against a mediocre strength of schedule, ranked 55th in the nation. So those numbers are a little skewed on the offensive side. Oregon, on the other hand, has played the second toughest strength of schedule of any team in the playoffs this year. Only Alabama has faced a tougher road this season. So I like the under. I think you cash a ticket there. If it gets to 3, it's tempting to take Texas Tech because they only had one bad game all year. I think that was against Arizona State. But as of right now, I'm on the under. And if I had to pick a side right now, this moment, I'd probably take Oregon on the money line.
Not interesting. I love it. They separated these games by 4 hours, whether it goes to overtime or injuries or a ton of penalties. They're not going to deal with any of that. They're going to have 4-hour separation. So let's get to Pasadena. It's number 9, Alabama. It's number 1, Indiana. Rose Bowl. Your thoughts on this matchup?
Yeah, Rick, it's tempting to grab 7.5 with Alabama here, especially considering, like I said earlier, they face the toughest strength of schedule of any team in the playoffs this year. But this Indiana team is the real deal, I think. They proved it by coming back against the defending champs, Ohio State, running the ball down their throats. Mendoza, I think he's been the best quarterback all season. He won the Heisman. I think he holds a significant edge over Simpson. And if it weren't for some bonehead mistakes by Oklahoma after they jumped out to like a 17-0 lead and completely squandered that game away, Alabama wouldn't even be in this spot. I think Indiana's a little too much for them. They both one of the best defenses in the nation. When it comes to ball security, Indiana ranks number 1 in turnover margin. They don't make too many mistakes. I like Indiana here. If you can lay 7, I'll be laying 7. I think they win easily.
All right, there you go. Indiana minus a touchdown there at the Rose Bowl. And what an interesting game that'll be. That's at 4 o'clock tomorrow. Before we get to the finale as well as the Jaguars game, what's the best way, Philly Godfather, that our listeners can get a hold of you?
You can find me on X, Twitter, at Philly Godfather, and the website is thephillygodfather.com.
Tomorrow night, Caesars Superdome in New Orleans. It is the final college football playoff game of the 4, and this one is a rematch, Philly Godfather, Mississippi and Georgia.
Yeah, Georgia's laying 6.5. Total's at 55.5. I went over 55.5. I think Georgia might put up 40 points on Ole Miss again this time. Mississippi has struggled to stop the run all season. I think they rank like 80th in opponent yards per rush attempt and 50th in opponent yards per play, all while playing a below-average strength of schedule, ranked 40th nationally. But I also think Ole Miss can move the football on offense. So I think there's going to be a ton of points scored in this game. I think it's going to be a repeat of the last time they played, where they scored, I think, like 78 points combined. When it comes to the side, 6.5, it hasn't gone to 7. If it does go to 7, I'll probably look to take the dog here, Ole Miss plus 7. I know they're missing Lane Kiffin, but I think they can run with this team. Now, I think Georgia wins, but I think they cover the Vegas number.
All right, there you go. The 4 college football playoff games, including one beginning here tonight with Ohio State and the University of Miami. Jacksonville, it's all on the line for them. If they win the division, and they host the playoff game here next weekend. They're a big favorite. Almost looks like a college football line. 12.5 points here against Tennessee. How do you see it?
Yeah, before I break the game down, I just want everyone in Jacksonville to understand just how good this Jags team has been this year. Now, we all know they won 12 games, but they've done it against the third hardest strength of schedule in the league. They've already beaten 4 playoff teams, and if the Panthers get in, that's number 5. They rank 3rd in turnover differential, and defensively, they have the 2nd most takeaways in the NFL. They won 7 straight games, and during that stretch, they beat the Broncos and Chargers by double digits. This is the 2nd healthiest team heading into the playoffs, only behind the Seahawks. I think there's a ton of value on this team at 13-1 to win the Super Bowl. I'm not trying to get everyone excited here, but come late in the season, the healthier teams going into the playoffs usually go the farthest, and this team's peaking at the right time. When it comes to this game, it's tough to lay 13 points Week 18 against a divisional opponent who might want to play spoiler, especially when the back door is always wide open. I think the main objective here is to simply win the game and get out healthy without any injuries to key players. With that said, I think Trevor Lawrence has a big day. Titans pass defense is banged up. Jags hold a plus 18 health advantage in that matchup. I haven't placed a bet yet, but, there's no bad weather. There's no high winds expected. And considering the fact that the Titans have been scoring some points, I think they've scored like 107 points over the last 4 games. I kind of like the over 46.5. And if this number gets to like 14, I'd probably nibble small on the Titans here. The back door's wide open here. If you're up by 20, you want to rest your guys late in the fourth quarter, it might, come in the back door. But I like the over more than anything.
Hey, congratulations. Preseason, you had it at 6.5, 7. You collected your check on the Jaguars a couple of months ago. So congratulations with that. Hey, Philly Godfather, how do they get your book?
Yeah, you go to phillybooked.com. I'll send you out an autographed copy. Or you go to Amazon. Ship to order, but it won't be autographed.
All right. And once again, for our listeners to get a hold of you on X, what's the best way to do it?
So you can find me at Philly Godfather, and the website is thephillygodfather.com.
Happy New Year, Philly Godfather, with you and your family. I know we'll talk again next week. Appreciate it, as always.
Be safe. God bless, and good luck, guys.
There he goes, the Philly Godfather. Some interesting picks this week. I got to tell you, kind of agree with that, with 14 points is a lot in the NFL. The way that he stated it was fine. You want to get out of there healthy. Now, I'm a little bit complex here. This part of me is saying that Jacksonville's just going to absolutely destroy Tennessee. That they're going to win this game by, 21, 28 points. But Tennessee has played better football as of late. He does like the over 46.5. I think that does make a lot of sense depending on what Jacksonville has done over the last 6 weeks scoring. And again, if you look at them overall, Jacksonville is 9th in the NFL when it comes to scoring. Let me find it for you here real quick. They're 27.1 a game. And Tennessee has scored much better, recently than earlier in the year. Indiana laying 7. Wow. I just can't get that through my thick head. I'll be honest. I'm hypnotized by the branding here. And I can admit that. When I look at Alabama, Indiana, okay? This isn't a college basketball game. This is football. And my mind keeps saying to me, Bama, 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 Bama. Maybe dead wrong. I kind of like to see Indiana win. It's a nice story, even though I'm kind of a staunchy curmudgeon in my point of view that works year after year after year after year after year after year after year, and that's that only Blue Bloods win national titles, right? You might as well check out right now if you're Texas Tech, Indiana, Mississippi. Not going to happen, right? It's Blue Blood teams that win. All right, it's Ohio State, it's Alabama, it's Georgia. I don't even put Oregon in there. Oregon has been a team that I've gone against. I mean, most would say that's the team that's going to break the ice there, right? Oregon eventually is going to win one of these things. We will see. All right, we'll come back. We'll talk a little bit about this. And I actually want to take a look at the Jaguars' schedule. Dylan and I did it in the regular, we did it when the schedule came out. We did it again on the Friday before the start of the regular season. And then, of course, what is most important is who you pick the week of the game. But I had Jacksonville 10-7 this year. Of course, they're 12-4. They have an opportunity to get to 13-4. So I would have missed it by 3, which, oh, by the way, is pretty significant in NFL terms. I mean, we're only talking about 17 games here. We're not talking about a 162-game Major League Baseball schedule. We're talking about 17 games. And at 10-7, if they go 13-4, I missed it by 3. That's huge. Okay? I mean, way off, even though I had double digits. Still, they did much better than I expected. But it's really interesting if you look at what I picked preseason on a week-to-week basis and how that turned out. I think you may be a little bit surprised. So we have that to get to as well as we continue right here. It is a Wednesday night edition, our final one of 2025. It's Into the Night.
This Sunday, we blitz the bank. All week long, listen for the Blitz the Bank sounder and text the keyword BLITZ for your shot at tickets to see the Jags take down the Titans. 641-1010. It's a Jags ticket blitz. Let's fill the seats and blitz the bank.
It's an all-out blitz
all week on 1010XL. Or buy tickets now at jaguars.com/tickets. Flame Broiler, the Rice Bowl King, is turning up the flavor with new char wings. These wings are charbroiled, never fried, grilled to perfection for a big taste without the grease. Grab them as a 3-piece or 10-piece side, or make it a meal with a 6 or 8-piece combo, served with rice and a drink. Order pickup or delivery today from any of Flame Broiler's 5 Jacksonville locations, or call 904-619-2786. Flame Broiler. Bold flavor done right.
Are you 18 years or older, just got married, just got divorced, or have children? Listen up. Have you done your last will and estate planning? If you have questions, call Matt Hinson with the Hinson Law Firm. Reach him at 527-1700, offices Jacksonville, Florida. And don't let the state decide your fate.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On December 31st, 2017, the Cleveland Browns finished the season 0-16, becoming only the second team in NFL history to do it.
Rick Ballou here with a congratulations for John's Auto. They've been in business in Jacksonville for 40 years. That's right, going all the way back to 1985. Right now, they'd like to thank each and every one of you who's ever gotten their vehicle serviced at John's Auto. So, car, truck, or diesel, all makes, all models, whether it's a routine maintenance or a complete engine overhaul, go to John's Auto on Arlington Road, johnautomotivejacks.com.
Hi, folks. It's Frank Frangie. Did you know that individuals over age 60 have great results on Awaken 180? See how you could drop weight and get off your medications in just 3 months with Awaken 180's Golden Program. Visit awaken180weightloss.com.
Ah, family's here. Ready for a perfect holiday?
Honey, the toilet's overflowing.
What? Now? With everyone here?
The sink's backed up too. Cool, it's like a water park in here.
Great! Best holiday ever.
Don't panic. Just call Duck Duck Rooter. They'll fix it before we're swimming in mashed potatoes.
Got a holiday plumbing disaster? Call Duck Duck Rooter, your local plumbing pros. DuckDuckRooter.com.
Are you ready to reclaim your backyard? Serving Northeast Florida since 1977, Surfside Pools is the trusted name for expert pool design. Family owned and operated, they offer pool service, equipment repairs, commercial maintenance, remodels, and new pool construction. Let Surfside Pools transform your backyard into the oasis that you crave. Are you ready to float happy? Visit surfsidepools.net or call 246-2666. Surfside Pools and Spas, where luxury meets leisure.
License number CPC 044080.
At the First Coast YMCA, you'll find much more than just a gym. We offer many ways to help you become more active, reach your weight loss goals, and find your inner strength. Membership at the Y includes state-of-the-art facilities, a huge variety of fitness classes, and programs for all ages. It's easy to join the Y since it's affordable for all incomes. The Y is a great place to make connections and experience something new. Visit the YMCA near you or online at fcymca.org.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Happy New Year! I'll be up for it. Don't know if the GF will. They just got back from Disney and SeaWorld and all that. Rented a nice house. Her son, his wife, their daughter in town. Everyone had a big time. But they got up like real early this morning. They dropped them off at the airport at like 5:30. And then this kept on keeping on all the way here to Duval. So I have a feeling she's going to be going to bed early. CRS092 on YouTube says, Happy New Year, Rick. What are you drinking tonight? Well, I'll tell you this, CRS092. Whatever the heck they put in front of me, that is what I'm going to drink. No, honestly, I don't even know if I'll get after it tonight. I kind of have like the New Year's Eve go real hard. That's long gone for me. I mean, there are times where I'll, get my drink on, but just don't have that desire tonight to, watch the ball drop and all of that. I'll probably curl up to, I don't know, John Casey, curl up to the Green River Killer, Gary Ridgway, maybe a Bundy. These are all things, by the way, I was watching when the GF was out of town for a week. I just went one through another on Prime. I had seen them all before, but, I've been putting a lot of work in on some baseball cards that I've been stacking, figuring out which ones are worth something, which ones are worth nothing. I made a run on Monday to ones that were worth something and put them in my safety deposit box. So if you're thinking about robbing my house, all you're going to get is commons, okay? You're not going to get anything that's worthy. But, yeah, that was my go-to, watching a bunch of that around games, of course.
Yeah, and, there's always a couple of good binges out there. I watched the P. Diddy documentary.
I did, too.
Over the weekend.
Scary, man.
God bless. You see a lot of things on Twitter and on the internet, and you're like, how much of this is real? Man, a lot of that stuff, it's hard not to...
I couldn't believe he didn't pay, like, his producer, his engineer, who put together everything for him. He owed him, like, $250,000 and couldn't even pay that.
Yeah, that's bad.
I mean, I knew that there was going to be a hatchet job, but I figured he would at least pay those who were his friends for crying out loud.
No, if you're around enough people, they'll tell you that some of the richest people in the world are the cheapest people, and I'm sure that's part of the case there. But I just can't believe how many cases he's been involved with over the last 30 years, going back to Biggie and Tupac, and I mean, so many deaths. He's been involved in it and just keeps getting off.
He made it seem like they made it seem like he was involved in the Biggie situation.
Yeah.
And turned on him 180.
Yeah. He's going to be the next guy. And
we'll never know. Of course, he's always been linked to Tupac. We don't know. But, yeah, that was I'm glad you mentioned that. I don't know if that was Netflix or Prime or...
Netflix.
It was very good. It was very, very good. No question about that. All right, so let's get ready for our second hour. Here's what I got scheduled. John Oehser, ladies and gentlemen. John Oehser, okay? He's going to join us. He is the senior writer at Jaguars.com. I want to take a look at Black Monday. I mean, this is absolutely bizarre. However, it's also the norm with coaches being let go. We've already had two who have been fired in season, with Brian Callahan in Tennessee and, of course, Brian Daboll of the New York Giants. But I mean, to look at how many others could, that's the key word, could be let go as early as Black Monday is really, I think, disappointing how quick the knee-jerk is in this business, where if you can't get it fixed, see ya. You know, I talked about it earlier in the program that there are 7 current coaches who have Super Bowl rings, all right? A lot of people think the loser of Tomlin Harbaugh is out. I disagree with that. I think it's disgruntled fan bases. The Rooney family is out of controllably loyal, and you're not going to move away from Harbaugh. I mean, they just had a bad year with a lot of injuries and still have an opportunity. You know, the winner of that game ends up winning their division. Pete Carroll could be one and done in Vegas. And, you know, there was all this Andy Reid talk that maybe this is it. Now, he did say that that is not the case and that he is going to come back for at least one more season. But, I mean, just really consider what is going on with the coaches. And think about where you were a year ago at this time. Was Liam Cohen even a pipe dream at this point? I remember the names. Ben Johnson was mentioned. Mike Vrabel was mentioned. You can go on and on with all the candidates. And you knew that Doug Peterson was going to get fired on Monday. You did not know about Trent Baalke. And someone around here, don't let me pat myself on the back now because I never do it, Dylan. But I was the one who kept saying they are going to retain Trent Baalke. And I was ordered drug tests by everyone. And I was right for what, 16 days?
Yeah, and I think, Rick, you were like the only one that kept beating the hammer over and over. They're keeping Baalke. They're going to keep him.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, I don't know, yes, no, yeah. You're like, no, he's dead.
No, they were crushing me, you folks. And you deserved to crush me, okay? But, I mean, obviously you knew I wasn't defending him or wanting him to return. It was just the way that I thought it was going to go. Some of that was based on a conversation I had with Tony Khan midway through. I think it was either in Philly or Buffalo. Can't remember. And anyway, so was right for a little bit of time. But again, there are times where I love being wrong. That's one example in that situation where I was wrong. I want to say hello to Dakota, who's watching on YouTube. 6 years old at my house, hanging out with Crookshanks and Luna and the GF, having a good time. Happy New Year's to you, Dakota. Hour number 2 of Rick Ballou is next.
Get in the huddle with 1010XL's QB.
All right, guys, let's make a play for 1010XL.
David Garrard joins Mike and Fat Tony on Jaguars Today. Restored by Resto Pros of Northeast Florida on 1010XL.
It's December. You need cash. You also need a new Kia Fast. At Kia on Atlantic, you can get both because it's our year-end cash bash. And during the Kia Season of New Tradition sales event, make no payments for up to 6 months. Or take advantage of 0% APR. Hurry and get to the year-end cash bash. Online at KiaOnAtlantic.com. Kia on Atlantic, your coastal Kia connection. For complete details, call 904-250-0587.
Rick Ballou for Coy Dental. That's right, Carlson Dental is now Coy Dental. Dr. Lee has been practicing there for 9 years, has purchased the company. The Coy Dental team still has the same great dentist and staff. And remember, if you get nervous visiting a dentist, don't. There's never a problem at Coy Dental with light sedation for cleaning and deep sedation for all your restorative needs. Coy Dental, located in Bartram Park.
Former Jags middle linebacker Tom McManus brings some grit to the ladies of helmets and heels.
You do it as tough as it is possible to do.
Tommy, Lauren, and Taylor.
Backed by Green Law Group. Afternoons 2 to 4 on 1010XL.
Do you want to grow your career with a company that's committed to growing with you? Florida Home AC has aggressive plans to double their workforce, and they're looking for determined, resourceful people with initiative. Just log on to FloridaHomeAC.com/careers to find out more.
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Next time you head into a Gate convenience store, look for Form Energy Drink. designed to provide energy, hydration, and focus straight from Dana White and AB, celebrating those who embrace grit, discipline, and resilience in their everyday lives. Check out Form Energy at a Gate convenience store.
Julington Creek Pest Control has been serving our community since 1984. Our turf management program is an all-out blitz, granular fertilization, weed and insect control, keeping your lawn championship green all year. Quarterly pest control stops bugs before they ever cross your goal line. Family owned, locally operated, expert technicians, top quality products, no gimmicks, just winning results. Julington Creek Pest Control, our family serving yours since 1984.
What Major League Baseball player was once walked intentionally with the bases loaded?
For over 20 years, Southern Oak Insurance has given Floridians a better alternative to their current homeowner's policy. See what you can get with Southern Oak. Log on to southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
Barry Bonds, who has the most career walks, was once walked intentionally with the bases loaded. Better one-run scoring than a whole lot more.
Southern Oak Insurance, our family protecting yours.
Monahan Jewelers is ending the year with up to 40% off the entire store. Special savings on designer brands and some items marked at 50 to 60% off. We've been adding new merchandise throughout the holidays, and with interest-free financing on any purchase, it's easy to get a beautiful piece for a low monthly payment. Certified diamonds and engagement rings are our specialty. Support your local family jeweler for 48 years. It's our end-of-the-year sale with up to 40% off our entire inventory and some items marked at 50 to 60% off. Visit Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, apparently Liam Cohen today was a little bit under the weather, so instead he'll meet with us tomorrow at 11 a.m. That'll be the deal there. We'll get the very latest from him in preparation of the season finale. They're going to blitz the bank, ladies and gentlemen. It'll be at 1 o'clock Sunday in downtown Duval. Let me give you the very latest as far as the injury report. What the heck's going on with my phone? Crying out loud. You know, I got sound here. I got everything. Here we go. There you go. There you go. Maybe it was my fat fingers. I don't know. Two DMPs today. Again, Anton Harrison. What does this really say about this man? We got the announcement, I believe, on Saturday that he was ill and was listed as questionable. He played Sunday. Okay, it's now Wednesday. So that means Monday and Tuesday, he went through it. And again on Wednesday, he did not practice. So, I mean, you talk about being a tough guy and getting out there and giving it his all for this football team. And I really think that's kind of the way that this football team is. And that starts at the top. But, you know, without knowing a tremendous amount about this, I'm tipping the cap right now to Anton Harrison for being ill and missing practice today. And again, still being able to give it his all a week ago Sunday. You just hope that's the deal coming up this week. Obviously, he's got Thursday, Friday, Saturday to try to get his strength back. Also not participating today was Patrick McCarry with his back. So is it Walker Little again at right guard and Cole Van Lannon at left tackle? Could this be the lineup for the rest of the year? I mean, if it's the deal Sunday, do you change that before a playoff game if they have success? And, you know, how deep into the playoffs, we know it's winning you advance type of situation, but obviously monitoring that is going to be quite interesting. Limited today for Buster Brown with his neck. Limited today the shoulder of Ezra Cleveland. Limited today the growing of Robert Hainsey, who did not play last week alongside Patrick McCarry, as we know. Jalen McLeod, the ankle was limited. Greg Newsome, the shoulder limited. And some better news here with Danny Strigow, who's missed the last couple of games with that ankle injury. He was limited today as well. Full player, three players were fully involved in practice today. Yasir Abdul with the back, Eric Armstead with the hand, and Bashal Tutin with the finger, a full participant. We were told gone for the remainder of the regular season, hopefully back in time for the playoffs. But obviously his status is improving based on what he did here Wednesday on the practice field. So, you just heard the Philly Godfather say that Jacksonville is the second most healthiest team right now in the NFL playoffs, or going into the NFL playoffs. I guess technically it would be heading into week 18, game number 17. And I've said this all along, and I really believe it. I feel like this year attrition is going to be bigger than perhaps it's ever been. And this is about surviving now, health-wise. Just look at what happens on a week-to-week basis. I mean, premier players who have been going down. It's actually pretty scary if you think about it. 64-76, truth-telling. He drops in a truth-telling AF. Anyone know what AF means? I'm just kidding.
Affiliated.
There you go. You going for Miami or Ohio State? Says, as I know, it's weird to go for Miami, but here I am. I don't know how to explain it, but I've loved watching Miami play every week this year. I think that I am so physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, financially,
psychologically,
pissed off at Florida State that I kind of want to see Miami do well. And I know that that's making people turn in their grave. I mean, just turn. But I am so fed up. I am so pissed that it's almost like if you're going to put me away, right? If you go into the pokey, if you go into the big house, if you go into the pen, you might as well make it worth your while. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, don't get hit with some little B&E. Don't get hit with, no. If you're going to do it, and I'm just like, I'm so fed up that it's having an effect on everything that involves college football. However, I would never do this with the Gators. Never, not. I wouldn't even think about it. I don't know what it is about Miami. There's always been the respect factor with Miami and not the, I never use the word hatred, dislike. And by the way, if you're talking about rivals that I dislike, it begins with the New York Yankees. Nothing is even close. Second would probably be the Montreal Canadiens. After that, I would say that it's the Gators and maybe the Lakers, but that Celtics Lakers thing has been over for quite some time. They kind of renewed it in, what was it, 08, 09, when you had Pierce and you had Allen and you had Garnett against Kobe and Shaq and all that great stuff. But I don't know what the difference is, but I can totally relate to this texter because there's a part of me that's feeling the same way.
Same here. Also, they're playing Ohio State, and I will never root for Ohio State.
Yeah.
Ever.
Well, that has something to do with it as well. I am picking Georgia to win the title, and I'm not exactly going out on a limb here. I've never had any of those type of feelings for Ohio State. It just doesn't really matter to me. I mean, when Ohio State plays Michigan, I could care either way. It just doesn't. There's no effect. Texas just knocked off Michigan. Apparently, Arch Manning played really well in this game.
So he ended the game with like a 60-yard run.
Yeah.
Put it away.
He's going to be another factor this year. I think he got way too much preseason pub. And it feels like all the quarterbacks got all that preseason. I mean, if you look at like the 5 or 6 quarterbacks, Nussmeier, Lagway, Manning, certainly you can go to Drew Aller. You can go to Clay,
Klubnik.
out of Klubnik. Cade Klubnik out of Clemson. I mean,
Lenore Sellers, South Carolina.
Right. Thomas Castellanos.
He's 5'5".
I mean, not one of them. Probably the best out of all who got any mention whatsoever in the preseason. I'm trying to think who lived up to it. It's pretty hard. It may be John Mateer at Oklahoma.
Yeah, up until that thumb injury where he didn't really play the same, even though he still made the playoff. Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody was talking about Bama's quarterback. Everybody knew the name of Ohio State's quarterback, but, he played okay. I don't even know if anybody really watched their games outside of Texas and Michigan.
Yeah.
The first and last game.
Who are you talking about now? Texas Tech's quarterback?
No, Ohio State's Julian Sand.
Oh, Julian Sand, yeah, absolutely. By the way, the quarterback for Tech, Morton, is this downtime has really helped him out positively. Apparently, he's going to be full go and ready to go tomorrow. And, he had an outstanding season when he was healthy. Guy threw for 27 touchdowns a year ago and threw for 22 this year, but he missed some games. And you look at his ratio, touchdowns to picks. As long as Texas Tech doesn't turn the ball over, I think a lot of people believe that they're going to pull off this upset. Philly Godfather a little bit earlier says he does like the under in this game between Oregon and Texas Tech. That'll be 53.5 points. 1903, Rick Ballou at night is straight up rich chocolate seduction, you dirty dog. The daytime spot, I'm not going to talk about any other shows. Says it goes on, riding home from work, keep it. We love it here at night. Not going to go anywhere. I'm not going to go anywhere. That much I can guarantee. 59-0-1. Biggest surprise is Trevor Lawrence. It's not even close. Let's hope he keeps it up into the playoffs. I said biggest surprise, Cole Van Lannon. I gave Trevor 2 awards. I gave Trevor the comeback player of the year, and I also gave him team MVP. You agree with that? Team MVP, Trevor? Would you go in another direction?
No, I mean, ETN, I would listen to the argument, but it's got to be Trevor. He's playing the right ball at the right time, and you want your team to be playing better post-Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And he has turned it on to another level from that point on.
Mm-hmm. 64-76. I'm just sick of the Ohio State. I got you. 1914 says, no, hell no. I bleed garnet and gold. We always need the root for any ACC teams. I can't do that. And that's another reason why I'm a little bit surprised that I'm in with Miami here. The ACC, no. I've got no. There's no allegiance at all to me in the Atlantic Coast Conference. The Atlantic Coast Conference, I have about as much allegiance to that as I did to my kindergarten girlfriend. Okay? I mean, the ACC, give me a break. I've never felt it, and I certainly don't feel it tonight. 46-44 says Charlie Bauman. We talked about him a little bit yesterday, right? The Clemson linebacker who picked off Ohio State. I don't know who the quarterback was 47 years ago for the Buckeyes. I'm sorry. And that's when Woody Hayes strangled him right there on the sideline. Maybe he wants to say it was an exotic strangling. All right? Those who are in the biz, those who do it forensically speaking, for a living, will tell you that strangulation is the most emotional way to say goodbye to someone. If you understand what I'm getting at. 84-46, you ever get tactical with your firecrackers? I don't. They're exotic firecrackers. I would think that, I think you could use the word exotic. Yeah.
Fireworks, most definitely.
Mm-hmm. I used to do firecrackers quite a bit when my girls were young. They used to love it. We do it right there on the driveway. And, we do it for 20, 30 minutes or so, and it would be a big hoot. And then that was basically it. I've never really been a huge fireworks guy. I checked in with my oldest daughter tonight. She's going to be with my youngest daughter tonight. They're both in town. They're both going to see fireworks. And I was like, that's perfect sense, because I'll say one thing about Jacksonville. There's a lot of different ways to identify. There's a lot of different ways to say that Jacksonville is this, and one of those is fireworks. I've never seen a city get so excited that there are fireworks. The folks over at the Miller Electric Center, they should have contacted me for the Blitz the Bank campaign.
Okay.
I would have said, guarantee that you're going to throw off not fireworks, just that you're going to spit off a couple of firecrackers at the end of the game. And that place would have 72,000 standing room only.
Do you know how many kids would be telling their parents and beg them, hey, I'll give back the Christmas present. Let me go to the Jags game for the...
I have never seen anything like it in this town. I mean, fireworks is like number one. And it's great. I mean, if that's your enjoyment, have at it. But I've never experienced anything like it. They really should have put that in there, in my opinion. But I've never gotten tactical, no, with my fireworks. 1914. Okay, Rick, ACC, I agree with your opinion. I'm an 81 graduate, so really remember the glory days. Honestly, you're right, the ACC, and he drops an S-bomb. Yeah, I mean, they're just terrible. And again, when you say terrible, what's the first thing you look at? Leadership, right? Jim Phillips is a total buffoon running the Atlantic Coast Conference. I'll never forget his debut. I'll never forget his initial press conference when God, man, it's like, the ACC meetings are such a bore. They used to be good in Pinehurst because it was a nice little huddled up town and, sensational golf and nice little restaurants and bars. And it was very, very cool for those of you who have been to. And then they dropped in downtown Charlotte. Now, Charlotte's a nice city. I have no problems there, but they just tried to make it bigger than it really is. And when they introduced Jim Phillips, it was right after COVID. And it was like the day after Greg Sankey had stated exactly what the SEC was going to do if COVID came into play again. And they talked about cancellations and suspensions. And Jim Phillips was asked the question, and it was as if he was totally caught off guard. Like he didn't even think that question would be thrown to him, or anyone around him didn't have enough knowledge to say, you're going to get peppered on the COVID what if question. He didn't know how to answer it outside of, well, I got to get with the presidents and I got to get with the athletic director. Oh, really? Well, what the hell have you been doing for the last couple of months while you brought yourself in? And he did nothing to defend Florida State 2 years ago when they got snubbed. Look at Greg Sankey. Greg Sankey did every interview available. Greg Sankey was like Sylvester Stallone in Rocky, picking up the window, screaming, yo, Adrian. He was screaming out, put in another SEC team. Any interview, anything you wanted, Greg Sankey was going to fight for his brand. He was going to fight for the SEC. Jim Phillips did squat. He did nothing. He came out with some bogus letter when they were left at the altar. So, no, I'm not a fan. I've never been a fan. And I get that he was hurt because Florida State was trying to pull out. Again, poor leadership. Florida State has awful leadership. Terrible. Terrible board of trustees, terrible president, terrible athletic director, terrible head coach. The Jaguars around here forever. What did they have? Bad leadership. You don't think leadership matters? Think of where you were a year ago right now. Knowing that on Monday, Doug Peterson was going to be fired. Knowing that on Monday, you were praying that Trent Baalke was going to get fired, even though I told you he wouldn't. And I was right for 16 days.
Remember Sankey, the summer of 2020, came on this radio station? And he was like, yeah, I don't know what everybody else is doing, but we're playing college football at the SEC.
Oh, yeah.
And everybody in the Big Ten's like, no, we're not playing. Pac-12, no, we're going to follow the Big Ten. And then the Big Ten's like, okay, now we're going to play. And then the Pac-12 eventually followed suit. And, man, that was a wild That was a wild 3 months.
It was, but that's always been the SEC. What the heck is his name? Who passed this year as well? Roy Kramer. Roy Kramer comes up with the Bowl Championship Series. Roy Kramer comes up with the SEC Championship game. I mean, the SEC have been, watch this. We're going to put it into motion. Do you think, by the way, Jim Phillips was one of the, remember when they were supposed to have like this, whatever it was called, sanctioned, whatever that
it was the Alliance.
The Alliance.
The Alliance was the best thing ever invented.
No, I'm talking about the recent Alliance, not the Alliance and then the Coalition, the BCS.
Yeah.
I'm talking about when it was supposed to be the Pac-12, the Big 12, and the ACC.
Yeah, and
like 2 years ago, and it lasted for like a week.
It was more of, hey, do we have any agreement on this? Well, we looked each other in the eye. And a firm handshake and said we're going to do this.
Jim Phillips is like, keep it at 4. We don't know. I mean, Jim, my gosh, if there's one conference that needed it to be expanded so you could get just one team in, not 2, it was the Atlantic Coast Conference. But again, this, whether it's sports, whether it is the government, whether it is your business, whether it is your family, whether it is professional, or whether it's personal, just ask yourself, who's the leader? Where's the leader? And if it's good, typically everything's all right. If it's bad, it's awful. And then what's the very next thing you hear? Oh, it's an awful culture. It's a terrible culture. Well, I mean, you can change it. It takes a while. It certainly does. I mean, look at this organization. They kept missing. Unbelievably missing. And frankly, a little bit too loyal in a lot of cases. But it appears that they've certainly hit a home run now. I don't think anyone would argue with that point. Jacksonville, a 12.5-point favorite. If they win, they will host a playoff game next weekend and as well win the AFC South.
Get the weekend feeling all day Friday.
Best feeling in the world, isn't it?
That's why we give you Pre-Game Friday.
You're going to love this.
Get the news, notes, and inside stuff you need to get ready for game day. Built by Dreamfinders Homes on 1010XL.
This is Mark Nato. My son Justin injured his hand playing baseball for JU. Southeast Orthopedic Specialist performed surgery just a few days later, and within 5 weeks, he was cleared to play in the ASUN baseball tournament. Our family has trusted Southeast Orthopedic Specialists for years. For any orthopedic injury, let Southeast Orthopedic Specialists take care of you too.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On December 31st, 2017, the Cleveland Browns finished the season 0-16, becoming only the second team in NFL history to do it.
For over 55 years, Green Acres Sporting Goods has proudly served Jacksonville from the corner of Normandy and Hammond Boulevard. From archery to hunting and fishing, they've got the gear, service, and know-how to get you outdoor ready. Stop by their full-service archery pro shop and check out their wide selection of firearms. And while you're there, sign up for their weekly concealed weapon classes. You can find it all at greenacresporting.com.
Ballou here for Smunez Vision. Why Smunez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smunez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience experience he has. Smoonez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smoonez is fellowship-trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmoonezVision.com today. Care you can see.
Chelsea here. Ready to upgrade your windows or patio doors before the new year? During Renewal by Anderson's December sales event, buy one, get one 40% off. And with 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 18 months, it's never been easier to say yes. Renewal by Anderson's acclaimed impact windows are built for Florida, designed to help you save on energy bills while keeping your home comfortable year-round. Offer ends December 31st. Restrictions apply. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com. License number CGC 1527613.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right. So we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
Lucas Tree Service is a certified arborist and a local family-owned business with over 45 years of experience. They specialize in tree removal, trimming, and stump grinding for both residential and commercial properties. Get prepared for storm season and receive top-notch customer service from Lucas Tree Service, 904-241-3533. Online at lucastreeservice.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, a lot of parties are going on right here in Duval. Be a big part of it. Do the right thing. And get after it. Just do not drive. We care. Could change your entire life. And others as well. No doubt about it. 0253 says, Roberto Clemente died on this day in 1972. Wow. I know he died with 3,000 career hits. The video of him, the way that he ran the bases, only Jackie Robinson kind of comes to mind, who ran the bases in a similar fashion of Roberto Clemente. And again, I'm basing everything on old school video and the way that he threw the baseball from right field. Would have loved to have watched the game in that era. I mean, just think of the outfielders then. Hank Aaron, Willie Mays, and Roberto Clemente. Oh, my goodness. And that's in the National League, right? You still had Mickey Mantle, and you'd have Carl Yastrzemski. Who else would be a great American League outfielder during that era? Those would be the two best. Reggie Jackson came in a little bit after the fact, right? You would have had Al Kaline. You would have had Roger Maris for a short period of time. Anyone in Baltimore that sticks out? That's Frank Robinson. Frank Robinson, I believe to this day, is still the only player to win an MVP in both the American and National League.
Really?
Frank Robinson.
I guess that would that makes some sense because there wasn't a lot of player movement back then.
Yeah, there was some, but not nearly as much as there is today. I was thinking maybe Pujols, but I don't think he put up those type of numbers with the Angels.
No. Josh Hamilton the same. Well, that was both in AL, the Rangers and the Angels.
Josh Hamilton, man. There's a guy right there. Drugs ruined his career. I'm trying to think if there's anyone else that it's come close to winning an MVP, both the American and National. I'm sure we could Google it and tell us, but that'd be kind of cheating.
Miguel Cabrera. Was he good enough with the Marlins?
Yeah, he was so young that, he was, but, he was on that one World Series team. Typically, MVPs are on teams that are very good teams. but I don't know if Mickey did it. Possibly. All right, let me get to this because in a way I think it's disturbing. And, patience is something that has happened around here, frankly, too much when it comes to this franchise and the fans. Because let's face it, fans are impatient. Fans are all about knee-jerk. And that's in game. How many times do you see yourself fourth down? Why they, go for it. Why did they go for it? How many times in game are you firing the quarterback, the head coach, the offensive coordinator? Then they pull it out and you love them. I mean, it's amazing how it happens. But we had 7 new coaches this past year in the NFL. All right. Liam Cohen, 12-4. Could be the coach of the year. Mike Vrabel, 13-3, could be the coach of the year. Ben Johnson in Chicago, tough loss the other night, 11-5, could be the coach of the year. So interested to see how major market comes into play. Chicago, Boston to this small little market here in Duval. Frankly, that's all cool and everything, but I'm more about the team winning games and any individual awards. Pete Carroll, 2-14, could be one and done in Vegas. Aaron Glenn, 3-13. Could be one and done in New York. I mean, New York right now has been outscored by 176 points. That is their point differential. 176. What is it in Vegas? It's 193. Oh, my God. Just two programs that right now are just absolutely circling the drain. Kellen Moore, 6-10, but the Saints have won 4 in a row. So they're on the come here a little bit. No doubt about that. Then you got Schotty, Brian Schottenheimer. Dallas is not going to make it to the playoffs. 7-8-1. An opportunity to get to 8-8-1. Certainly his rookie year. Okay. So let's look at what is happening. We've had 2 coaches fired in Tennessee and in New York with the Giants and the Titans, respectively, with Callahan and Daboll. Coaches who could be let go as early as Black Monday. Raheem Morris in Atlanta, okay? He's only had 2 years. He's 15-18. They won a big game on Monday night, albeit they lost. They have a quarterback issue where they're paying 2 guys a whole heck of a lot of money, and you can't keep Penix healthy. Frankly, I think he deserves another year. We'll see what happens there. Mike McDaniel. I mean, it looked like he was gone. It looked like he was dead. All of a sudden, Miami's played better football. They're 7-9. They had the Patriots on Sunday. They go to 7-10, 8-9. I don't know how much of a difference that'll make for Mike McDaniel, but that is certainly one who is on a consideration. And again, he's improved his status lately over the last month. Do not know if it's enough to survive. Some are saying that it is. Kevin Stefanski. This is actually his 6th year in Cleveland. All right? 4-12 this year, 44-56. It's not his fault that they screwed up the quarterback situation the way that they did. All right? That's more on the front office. That's more on ownership. Does have a playoff win, but again, he's 44-56 in 6 years. And they have been loyal to him. I mean, you're not loyal when you get 2 years or you're one and done or maybe you're fired midway through your 3rd year. He's had 6 seasons. I think the question is he the guy? Can you get better? Is there someone out there that you can hire that is going to make you better? That to me is always the question when you talk about replacing a coach. Jonathan Gannon. A lot of people believe he's kind of warmed out his welcome. 4-12, 4th year. What is Michael Bidwell going to do? Actually, they're 3-13. They have a quarterback issue with Kyler Murray. Again, you're going to find someone, bring him in, and all of a sudden become that much better. I don't know. We talked about Aaron Glenn. Could be one and done. This talk about Mike Tomlin and John Harbaugh, where the loser leaves town, is hilarious to me. It really is. I'm not touching either one of these two head coaches. Mike Tomlin's gone 19 consecutive years with a winning record in Pittsburgh, but he hasn't won a playoff game since 2016. Who's the last coach to be traded? Was it John Gruden? I don't think there's been one since John Gruden. You know,
I think, yeah, he was the last one. I was thinking NBA. NBA had a coach traded. I think it was Doc Rivers was traded. The NFL, I think he was the only one.
I would be more surprised if he was fired than if he was traded. If I was to choose one, I would actually add that he was resigning. That would be what I would pick. But I think when it's all said and done, win or lose, at 8:20 on Sunday night, I think that Mike Tomlin remains the head coach of the Steelers.
For next year?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think if they lose, they might because, I mean, it's been talks more than just this year of them just, sometimes it's best for you to go your own way and just start fresh from both sides.
Sometimes you need a new voice.
Like with Andy Reid in Philadelphia.
Yeah. Tom Coughlin here.
Yep. By the way, a coach I was traded recently was Sean Payton to Denver. That was the one I couldn't think of.
Thank you. There you go. So we'll see. John Harbaugh as well. He's got 3 years remaining on his contract. And, we don't talk a lot about NFL coaches' buyouts. We don't talk about that. We talk about it all the time in college football because the college football contracts are ridiculous. They're completely out of control. In the NFL, they keep it a little bit closer to the vest, but still, I mean, there's two of these contracts here. John Harbaugh's got 3 years left. Then you get to Todd Bowles. He's signed through 2028. Okay? He's 34 and 33 in 4 years. He's won 3 straight NFC South titles. And he's done it typically with 9-7 records. Tampa has that game Saturday playing host to Carolina. The winner wins the division. The loser goes home. Some talk to Todd Bowles could actually be fired. He would be 34 and 34 in 4 years with 1 playoff win, but 3 divisional titles. And could be shown the door. We'll see. Zach Taylor. 7 years for Zach Taylor now. Went to a Super Bowl, lost to the Los Angeles Rams, has been absolutely destroyed by injuries, the offensive line, and certainly Joe Burrow. He's 52, 62, and 1. This year, Cincinnati couldn't get out of their own way. 6 and 10. We saw what happened to Joe Burrow when the Jaguars faced them. And then, you had the Andy Reid conversation about Andy Reid retiring. He has said that is not going to be the case. He's going to come back for at least 1 more season, and we mentioned Pete Carroll. So in a worst-case scenario, you could have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You could have 13 changes out of 32 teams Monday. In a worst-case scenario. Now, we can start to eliminate. We can say Andy Reid's coming back. There's 12. There's no way that both Tomlin and Harbaugh both going to be shown the door. So that's 11 as a minimum. I would be really surprised if both first-year head coaches get fired. There'll be an uproar in New York if Aaron Glenn is fired after 1 year. There will. Pete Carroll, not as much. I think, first off, there's no media in Vegas. There's no fan stability in Vegas. I mean, if it's just not working there, I could see it. But there won't be a media push. There won't be a fan base push. I think Aaron Glenn, that'll certainly be an issue there. And then the others are wide open. But I think when it's all said and done, it's going to be another 7 or 8. I mean, honestly, how many coaches are untouchable right now? Besides Cohen, Vrabel, and Ben Johnson.
Sean McVay,
Mike McDaniel, DeMeco Ryans, Super Bowl winning coaches. All right, Reed, Peyton, Sirianni, although let's check in with Sirianni in a year.
Yeah.
And see what's going on there.
I mean, I'm old enough to remember 2 years ago when they started 10-1, they lost, what was it, 6 of their last 7 or 5 of their last 6, and they looked awful in that wild card playoff game. And there were rumors about him being let go.
Right. Jim Harbaugh, sure. Mike McDaniel, sure. What if Buffalo comes in here in a week and Jacksonville beats them? I don't think they fire.
It's definitely under consideration.
I don't think they fire Sean McDermott, but I think you absolutely have to say beginning the 2026 season, when you put coaches on the hot seat, he's firmly right up there in the top 5.
Yeah, when you have a top 5 quarterback like Josh Allen who plays like Superman and you consistently can't make a run to the Super Bowl, they're going to blame somebody. It's not going to be on the quarterback.
Yeah, a few other NFC coaches. Matt LaFleur is untouchable. Kyle Shanahan's untouchable. Kevin O'Connell maybe coming off just a little bit of that luster there in Minnesota, although they have injuries at quarterback. Dan Campbell, wow. I mean, he was considered one of the great coaches in the league just recently. And, they're scuffling, an 8-8 team, trying to get above 500. We'll see if that happens for them this weekend.
The Gator Boys are back and ready to defend their national title.
Florida will cut down the nets. Winners of the national championship.
This is Gator Country. Your home for Gators Hoops is 1010XL.
I'm Chris Campione. Veterans have given so much in the service of our country, but when it comes to legal challenges, you shouldn't have to fight alone. At Campione Law, we're here to help veterans like you get the support and compensation you deserve. Whether it's a workplace injury, a personal injury claim, or navigating a veteran's disability claim, we'll stand by your side every step of the way. Your service to our country matters. Let us serve you with the dedication and respect you deserve. Call Campione Law for a free consultation today. Campione Law, fighting for veterans, fighting for justice. Visit CampioneLaw.com.
Campione Law.
It's December. You need cash. You also need a new Kia Fast. At Keon Atlantic, you can get both because it's our year-end cash bash. And during the Kia Season of New Tradition sales event, make no payments for up to 6 months. Or take advantage of 0% APR. Hurry and get to the year-end cash bash. Online at KeonAtlantic.com. Keon Atlantic, your coastal Kia connection. For complete details, call 904-250-0587.
The holidays are just around the corner, and so is your entire family.
Babe, the toilet's growling at me again.
Uh-oh, the kitchen sink just turned into Old Faithful. There's no hot water!
Don't let plumbing chaos steal your holiday cheer. Call Duck Duck Rooter today to fix those issues before Aunt Linda blames you for ruining Christmas dinner. Duck Duck Rooter, your local plumbing pros. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. DuckDuckRooter.com.
The best wings in town are coming to River City Marketplace. Leon Cersei here. Wingstop is opening another North Jacksonville location soon at the end of December. You always get fresh, made-to-order wings in 11 flavors, including original, hot, garlic parm, and of course, lemon pepper. Wingstop now has 18 locations in Jacksonville, always open until 1 a.m. So skip the wait and order your wings online at wingstop.com and swing by to pick up at the brand new Wingstop location in River City Marketplace.
Gentlemen, start your engines. Want to be an MRN honorary pit reporter? Complete with tickets to the February 12th dual races at Daytona International Speedway. And shadow MRN reporters as they do interviews along pit road at the pre-race stage. Text RACE to the 1010XL text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures at 641-1010 for your chance to race to win at K1 Speed Racing Friday, January 9th. Best time wins. Thanks to K1 Speed and the Motor Racing Network.
With Lee and Kate's Glass, you're gonna see a big difference.
Hey folks, it's Frank Frangie for Lee and Kate's Glass. They say you're gonna see a big difference, but what does that really mean? It means a live local person on the phone, a smooth, easy process, skilled craftsmen, and excellent customer service all around, with your satisfaction absolutely guaranteed. Visit LeeandKatesGlass.com.
With Lee and Kate's Glass, you're gonna see a big difference.
What Major League Baseball pitcher holds the record for most career no-hitters and over 5,000 strikeouts?
Just letting your homeowner's insurance renew each year may cost you money. Shop around and you may find a better plan. Let Southern Oak Insurance give you an option at southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak
Insurance.
Nolan Ryan's 7 career no-hitters might be an unbreakable record, but his 5,714 strikeouts certainly is.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
Hey, Jacksonville DDH. Dreamfinders Danny Hicken here with the scoop from Dreamfinders Homes, your national builder of the year. We've got first-year interest rates as low as 2.99% in homes in 20-plus communities throughout Northeast Florida. If you're house hunting, make sure your first pick Dreamfinders Homes, the proud official home builder of the PGA Tour, the Florida Gators, and your Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit dfhsalesevent.com today and tell them Dreamfinders Danny sent you.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Now, the cool down with Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing, keeping Jack's cool since 1987.
Just barely underway at Jerry's World, Ohio State with the ball, and, well, they're now forced to punt. So, actually reverse that. It is Miami getting ready to punt. Uniforms look eerily similar, believe it or not. Never really considered the U looking anything like Ohio State, but a little bit like that. In their whites, kick return now to the 25-yard line. So we'll get our first look at Julian Sayin and the Buckeyes. Today, some good news for the Jaguars, health-related. That includes Danny Strigow, who was limited today, and also some guys who were full. Among them, Bashal Tootin, who, with the finger, we were told was absolutely not going to be a part of things for the remaining 3 games of the regular season. The only DMPs did not practice today. On the offensive line, amazing to me that Anton Harrison is still ill and didn't practice. To me, that speaks volumes of how tough he is, being able to give it a go this past Sunday. Wow. Some good news there. Patrick McCarry did not participate as well with a back injury there. So Sunday at 1 o'clock is when the Jaguars will kick off. And, you know, they want you to blitz the bank and show on up. And we'll take it from there. 4644 says Raheem Morris. Yeah, we talked about Raheem Morris a little bit. 2 years in, 15 and 18. Not sure. You know, I think it's still a little bit premature, in my opinion, to fire him at this point. But we will see. If they had lost that game, being up 21-0, and we've seen it all year. We've seen it with Jacksonville. We've seen it with Buffalo. We've seen it with New England. We've seen teams blow big leads where it looked like the game was going to be out of hand. 0037, yo, Rick, Happy New Year's to you. And Dylan, yeah, we want to wish you all a Happy New Year's as well. Obviously, we are not here tomorrow. Okay, that is not going to be the case. And we will be back with you on Friday from 6 to 8. So that'll be a heck of a lot of fun. A lot of you will have off, but we'll use that to get all fired up and get ready for the weekend. Of course, we'll have the reaction to all 4 of these college football playoff games. Haven't really taken a look at this. I do think Ohio State is going to win this game. But, by the way, I'm totally out of sorts. Do we have to take another break, or are we good?
Yeah, we got to take another break here in a minute.
Do we? All right. I thought we had another one scheduled, and it's not as if I've mailed it in. I mean, I'm totally involved in everything that's going on. It's not like we switched up the clocks. Okay, I just I'm so excited about everything that's happening that that is where we're at. But anyway, let's do this before we bring in Hacker Nation and get him ready for his show. I like Ohio State over Miami tonight. You?
Same.
How about Oregon, Texas Tech, the first of 3 tomorrow?
Coin flip. I'll lean Texas Tech.
I am too. I'm going to take Texas Tech tomorrow in Miami. Bama, Indiana. All right, here we go. I'm going to be rooting absolutely for Indiana. If I put 10 grand on the table, who are you picking? Bama or Indiana?
Straight up Indiana.
Okay.
The spread, I don't know about because Alabama is just so you don't know what team you're getting from them.
Yeah, I'm buying in here. I guess I would take Indiana as well. But, boy, if you put that amount of money out there, I would be really hesitant about it. Almost glad it's not put in front of my face. Mississippi, Georgia, to me, is the easiest of the four. I think the Dogs reign supreme tomorrow night on Bourbon Street.
I think Georgia, they're going to be fighting. They're going to have a good ball game in the first half, but Georgia's going to be too good in the second half.
There you have it. So we, for the most part, agree on all four of these games. And, taking a dog in Texas Tech, the other three, Georgia, Indiana, and Ohio State, are around touchdown favorites. All right, final thoughts on this New Year's Eve. We'll get ready for Hacker Nation as well, right here on your home of the Jags.
Blitz.
How good is that? How good is that?
Bang.
How good is that?
Text Blitz to 641-1010 now.
Are you ready to reclaim your backyard? Serving Northeast Florida since 1977, Surfside Pools is the trusted name for expert pool design. Family owned and operated, they offer pool service, equipment repairs, commercial maintenance, remodels, and new pool construction. Let Surfside Pools transform your backyard into the oasis that you crave. Are you ready to float happy? Visit surfsidepools.net or call 246-2666. Surfside Pools and Spas, where luxury meets leisure.
License number CPC 044080.
Frank Frangie for Coil Fencing. Jacksonville is full of memorable sports moments. Remember when the Jaguars upset the Denver Broncos in the 1996 divisional round as a 14-point underdog and launched them into the AFC Championship? Well, you know who won't upset you? The team at Coil Fencing. Coil is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau and has been serving the Jacksonville community for nearly 100 years. From sleek aluminum fencing your HOA will love to tough chain link for your commercial project, Coil does it all. Visit CoilJacks.com. That's COILE Jacks.com. Coil Fencing, partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Hey guys, if you messed up by getting her a robot vacuum cleaner for Christmas, Beard's Diamonds can get you out of the doghouse. Now through New Year's weekend, you can still get that stunning piece of jewelry and save up to 44%. Everything's included: rings, earrings, pendants, bracelets, bands, all the gifts women love every day of the year. But hurry, this amazingly popular offer ends January 3rd at 5 p.m. and will not be extended. And if you're planning that New Year's weekend proposal, we've got you covered with a great selection of ready-to-wear diamond rings starting as low as $795. It's been a fantastic year at Beards, and we're so grateful for your business and your trust. In a sea of mega corporate chain jewelers, we're honored to be the only one that's locally owned in the town center. We are proud to be a part of this amazing community, and you can count on us again in 2026 to deliver the highest quality jewelry at the guaranteed best value, with the service and attention you can only get from an independent jeweler that's been around nearly 45 years. Happy New Year from Beard's Diamonds.
Hey folks, it's Frank Frangie. All those festive holiday feasts probably have added a few extra pounds, but here's the thing. You can make this the year you finally lose the weight safely and for good. Now, you know by now my daughter Amber kicked off the journey with Awaken 180 weight loss back in the summer. You ready for this? She's lost 100 pounds in 6 months. Man, is she proud of that. 100 pounds. And she really did it with this really, really good plan. There's no shots, no medications, no supplements, just real food and a proven plan. That's right, with Awaken 180, you can still enjoy your favorite food and drink. No more yo-yo diets or feeling deprived. The structured program empowers you to control your eating without hunger. It really is doable. Don't just resolve to make the change, make the change. Call Awaken 180 today and take that first small step. Book your consultation now, 1-844-346-1800, or visit awaken180weightloss.com. It worked for Amber, it really did, and it can work for you. Awaken 180 weight loss.
Here's your 1010XL First Coast Community Calendar.
The Tom Coughlin J Fund helps families battling childhood cancer, and there are ways you can help. Go to tcjfund.org.
City Rescue Mission provides life-changing support for the homeless. Find ways to get involved at crmjax.org.
The 5-Star Veterans Center of Jacksonville is the place homeless veterans can go to recover, recharge, retrain, and reconnect. Learn more at 5starveteranscenter.org.
Her Song is a nonprofit organization that breaks the cycle of human trafficking through survivor care, victim outreach, and education. Find out how you can help at hersong.org.
The Hometown for Heroes Home Buyers Program helps you get your down payment and closing costs paid. Call to learn more. 574-7180.
If you're involved in a community event and you'd like us to help spread the word, find out how at 1010XL.com. 1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnik. Nimnik Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnik Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
You were just saying, watching the game, I missed the graphic, but apparently Malachi Tony is the college version of Jacoby Myers.
89 catches, 0 drops. As a true freshman, that's supposed to be a senior in high school right now.
He is so fun to watch. He just ran the ball. I mean, he does it as well. Let's see here. And he throws the ball. He was a quarterback in high school. Let's see. This year, he's 4 of 7 throwing the ball for 82 yards and 2 touchdowns. 89 receptions for 992 yards. I just looked. He hasn't caught a ball tonight, but obviously he's going over 1,000 yards receiving, win or lose. And rushing, 20 carries for 98 yards and a touchdown. How many did he get in the air this year? 8 as well. So this guy has absolutely done it all. And Carson Beck now will take it to the 11-yard line. So it's going to be 3rd and 1. But Miami's driving. They're at either the 11 or 12-yard line. We're about 7 minutes into quarter number 1 here between the U and the Buckeyes. Again, Ohio State was like a 10.5 point favorite when this game was announced. And right now, it went down to around 7.5 points before kick. Folks, we want to wish you all a very safe Happy New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. Enjoy all the games. Enjoy the festivities. If you're out there partying, have an outstanding time. Just please do not drive if that is the case. Dylan, have a great holiday. Great New Year's for you.
Thank you. Hopefully see you Friday with 10 fingers.
That'll be it. Did Miami just fumble?
They did.
Miami fumbles the ball. Turnover number 1. This one in the red zone for the Canes. Uh-oh. Hacker Nation will keep you all updated. My name is Rick Ballou. Have a great night. I will talk with you Friday at 6 o'clock.